Conservative new media viewers and JLin fans around the world, what's up? It's me, PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert, and I wanted to make a quick video just to update Jeremy and his feelings about the fans in the Philippines, where he and the Rockets currently are as they get ready to take on the Indiana Pacers in the Rockets preseason game number 2 of the 2013 exhibition season. Now, this game that's going to take place in Manila is part of the NBA 2013 Global Games. There are games being played around the world and in the United States between NBA teams and also between NBA teams and teams from other countries. So it's really great. I mean, it just kind of demonstrates how popular the NBA is and how much it's growing. I also want to talk about in this video how we have made the CNM JLin video Twitter account. So I'll talk about that after I talk about what Jeremy said. And just mention that for those of you that did not get to see it, I made a second video about the first Rockets 2013 preseason game, just kind of going over it and correcting myself on some of what I said in the first preseason game number 1 video. So if you haven't checked that out, you're going to want to check that out, and I'll talk about that more in a second. Okay, let's turn to what Jeremy said about the fans in the Philippines. Now, I've told you guys this before. The Philippines loves basketball. I believe I read something somewhere that in terms of social media interaction, Facebook likes, follows on Twitter, this type of thing, I believe that the Philippines as a nation is second only to the United States in terms of the following and the interaction with NBA social media. So the Philippines loves basketball and they love the NBA. I even heard somebody say that's from the Philippines, and I can't remember where I read this, that as much as they like Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao is like revered in the Philippines, the boxer, they like basketball even more. So if you understand how popular Manny Pacquiao is, for somebody to say that, it's like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Well, Jeremy and the Rockets are starting to experience that for themselves, as are the Indiana Pacers. But what's really neat about this is how some of the people are reacting to the team and reacting to Jeremy. And I'll tell you what I mean by that in a second. First of all, there are 2 articles in the video description below the video player where you can go and check out more about this story for yourself. In the first article from the Philippine Daily Inquirer, I believe it is, yes, Jeremy said, quote, "The second I got off the airplane until now, everyone has been over the top. I'm definitely feeling the love from the Philippines," unquote. So it's one thing to talk about how much Filipinos and people in the Philippines love the NBA. It's another thing to experience it for yourself. I believe that the Rockets were like cheered and applauded when they got off the plane in the Philippines by workers at the airport. So it wasn't even fans, it was workers there at the airport going crazy for these guys. And that just, again, reinforces how big basketball in the NBA is in the Philippines. And it can be pretty overwhelming, I'm sure, for Jeremy and the Rockets and for the Pacers, but it's in a good way. It's like, wow, this is so cool that this nation is so into basketball. It's really, I'm sure it's very rewarding for all of the players, and Jeremy is expressing that himself. But in the second article in the video description, it gets a little clearer in terms of how the fans in the Philippines seem to react to the players. And Jeremy said, and he was talking about how fans treated him and the other Rockets players when they went to, I believe, the Mall of Asia, which is in Manila, I think. And in that article, Jeremy says, quote, "Just walking around the mall, people are so polite and respectful. I've been blown away by it. I was telling my family they're really, really courteous. I went to the mall with this guy, and he decided to wear a Houston Rockets t-shirt. It kind of gave us away," unquote. He meant Donatas Motiejunas. I guess Donatas wore a Rockets t-shirt to the Mall of Asia. So just in case anybody wasn't sure that was the team, then they knew it. But what you hear and what the different players are saying, and Chandler Parsons also says it in that Houston Chronicle article that you can go look at for yourself, the fans in the Philippines are a little bit different than many other fans in that they're very respectful of you, apparently, the players. In other words, they want to see you. They want to get pictures with you, but they're not going to get up in your face. They kind of will give you a distance and kind of let you do your thing. So as much as they love the NBA in the Philippines, apparently they're very respectful to the players. They don't expect anything. They're not demanding that the players do whatever. They're being respectful. And that's, I mean, if you're a basketball player, if you're Jeremy, and again, I've told you guys before, I know how popular Jeremy is in the Philippines because of how many hits we get on our videos from the Philippines. I mean, Jeremy's incredibly popular all throughout Asia and all throughout the world. What's great if you're a player is, here are these people, these fans, and they love basketball, but they still know how to treat you with respect as a player instead of, hey, you got to sign an autograph. You got to do this. You got to do that. And if you don't do it, then they're going to go complain about you on Twitter. They're going to go complain about you and say you were a jerk. That's really cool. And look, I don't want to put down anybody from anywhere else that's not like that. But if you're a player, that's got to be very refreshing because you get to go and walk around and do stuff and people aren't all over you. They're interested in you, but they're going to give you respect. They're going to give you space. And so I've heard various players that have gone to the Philippines talk about it, how much they love it over there in terms of how the fans and the people are towards them. James Harden of the Rockets was in the Philippines this summer, I believe, and it just blows people away how much they're into basketball. But it's really nice to hear this, that the fans over there they're still respectful. And I just thought that's great. I wanted to share that. And obviously, Jeremy's really impressed by that, which is why he mentioned it to the reporter and mentioned it to his family. Again, the Indiana Pacers and the Houston Rockets are going to play 2 games in the exhibition season in Asia. The first game is this Thursday, October 10th, 2013, in Manila, the Philippines. The second game, I do not remember the exact date right now. I apologize for that. But it is several days after the game in Manila, and it will take place in Taipei, Taiwan. And as you might imagine, there are a whole bunch of Jeremy Lin fans in Taiwan because that's where his parents are from. And he is of Taiwanese descent. And so this is a lot of excitement for fans in the Philippines, in Taiwan. And look, it's fun for people outside of Asia to watch this and to see the reaction. I'm loving this. This is great. It's great to see how much people around the world like Jeremy and like the NBA. If you're a fan of the game, you got to be thrilled by this. And this is really great to see. So those two games are taking place this week, and certainly we have a bunch of viewers and subscribers that we know are going to be there, and we're looking forward to hearing from them about their experiences in being able to see the team and hopefully see the game, and it should be a lot of fun. Okay, moving on. People have asked me to make a Twitter account for the Jeremy Lin videos that we do, and I have done that. The account is at CNM_JLin_vids. So at CNM JLin vids. You will find information for that Twitter account in the video description below the video player. So if you want to go check it out. I'll put a couple of pictures on there, stuff that we have been helped out with, stuff that we've made, things that have been made for us by Jeremy Only Lin Garden, which we, of course, appreciate. Go check out the Twitter. I've already put one video out from that Twitter account, and I'll put this video out on it as well. So if you want to go follow that, point other people to that, that's where it's going to be. And I understand why people wanted us to do that, because my understanding is that sometimes either you're not a subscriber of ours, but you still like these videos, or else if you are a subscriber, sometimes you don't get the subscriber email for a long time afterwards. So we might make a video and you might not know that we made a video about Jeremy. But if you have Twitter and you're following us on Twitter, then you're going to know immediately. And so a number of people have asked us to do this, and so I had the opportunity to do it, so I wanted to let you guys know that that's done. Finally, I think there was a hitch in the YouTube search engine for the last video that I made, which was a second look at the preseason game number 1 between the Rockets and the Pelicans. And so I wanted to let people know in this video as well, which hopefully will find its way into the search engine for YouTube, that video was made. And I have information for it in the video description below the video player, so you can go and check that out. A lot of people were unhappy with what I said in the first video I made about preseason game number 1. So I looked at those criticisms. I actually had the opportunity to go and watch the game, which I didn't before making the other video, and I got a much different perspective on what happened in the game and what happened for Jeremy. So if you're a Jeremy Lin fan, you're going to want to watch that video, particularly if you weren't happy about what I said in the other video about the Pelicans game. That's about it. Look, I'm reading the comments. There's a lot of good interaction there between Shakton Afu, Joyce Ward, Brent Yen, and others. I haven't had a chance to answer comments in a couple of hours or whatever. I'm a little bit wiped out because I spent a lot of time on these videos in the last few days, but we like that. The season is gearing up. We're starting to ramp up now, and it's great. Looking forward to this season. I'm certainly looking forward to these 2 preseason games that are going to take place in Asia. I've seen on Twitter, I've seen how enthusiastic Jeremy's fans are and how enthusiastic NBA fans are in the Philippines. And there's people talking about where Jeremy's at this place and he and Chandler went to this place. And I mean, it's off the chain. So you can tell, again, how pumped up Asia is for Jeremy being there and for these games to be taking place there. And it's really great. It's really inspiring if you're a fan of the NBA. Okay, right now it is 10:30 p.m. here on the East Coast of the United States on Tuesday, October 8th, 2013, which means it is currently 10:30 a.m. in Taipei, Taiwan on Wednesday, October 9th, 2013. And also it is 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, October 9th in Manila, the Philippines. Talk with you guys soon. I hope everybody's having a good night, good day, wherever you are around the world when you watch this video. Only 2 more days or a day and a half until the game takes place between the Indiana Pacers and Lin and his Houston Rockets in Manila. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a very early game here in the United States because of the time difference, but that's okay. That's the way it needs to be. You've got to go by what has to get done local time rather than what has to get done half of a world away. Okay, have a great night. I will try to get down to the comments. Take care. Talk to you soon.